Sleep like this, live longer. Seniors, you need to know these 5 habits. Have you ever had one of those nights where you lie awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering why sleep used to come so easily when you were younger? Maybe you remember a time when you could fall asleep in minutes and wake up feeling like $1,000,000. But now, it's different. You toss. You turn. The clock seems to mock you with every passing minute. And even when you finally do fall asleep, it doesn't feel like the deep, restoring kind anymore. It's more like you've been dozing on and off, waking up groggy, with stiff joints and a foggy head. If that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. The truth is, sleep changes with age. It's something no one really warns us about when we're younger. And yet, it's one of the most powerful things we can control when it comes to how we age. Not just how we feel, but how long we live. Yes, the way we sleep or don't sleep can actually add years to our lives, or quietly steal them away. Now, I'm not saying we all need to sleep like teenagers again. That might be wishful thinking. But there are small, intentional habits we can adopt starting tonight that can help us sleep better, feel better, and yes, even live longer. In this video, we're going to talk heart to heart about 5 of the most important sleep habits you can build in your 50s and 60s. Not gimmicks, not fads, just simple, science-backed routines that make a real difference. And we'll start with something that surprises a lot of people: what happens before you even get into bed. Think about your evening routine. Is it peaceful? Predictable? Or do you find yourself watching the news until it stresses you out, then scrolling your phone in bed until your eyes blur? Believe it or not, your brain notices. Our bodies crave signals, little patterns that say, it's time to wind down. That's where the first habit begins, creating a consistent, calming bedtime routine. You don't have to make it elaborate. It could be as simple as dimming the lights after dinner, putting on soft music, or reading a few pages of a book you love. The key is doing it at the same time every night, so your brain learns to recognize the rhythm and ease into rest. I met a woman named Ma last year. She's 62 and used to wake up 3 or 4 times a night, feeling drained every morning. One small change turned everything around for her. She set an unwind alarm at 8:30 p.m. That was her signal to turn off the TV, make her chamomile tea, and get into comfy clothes. No emails. No phone calls. Just 30 minutes of quiet before bed. She told me that after a week, her sleep felt deeper, like her body had finally exhaled after years of being on all the time. And while we're on the topic of preparing for sleep, let's talk about the second habit, something that might sound too simple to matter, but I promise it does: making your bedroom a true sleep sanctuary. You'd be amazed how many people try to fall asleep in rooms that feel more like offices, storage closets, or noisy downtown cafes. Light, clutter, and even temperature can disrupt the quality of your sleep in ways that accumulate over time. There's a reason we sleep best in cool, dark, quiet places. Our bodies are wired that way. But these days, so many of us sleep with our phones buzzing beside us, a TV humming in the background, or a streetlight pouring through the curtains. Try this. Tonight, before you go to bed, take a moment to step into your room like a guest would. Is it calm? Cozy? Is it free of distractions? Little things like blackout curtains, a white noise machine, or simply tidying up your nightstand can make a big difference. I once stayed with my cousin in the countryside, and her guest room had no TV, no ticking clock, and thick curtains that shut out every bit of light. The silence was so deep, I could hear my own breath. At first, it felt unfamiliar. But by the second night, I was falling asleep faster than I had in years. Sometimes, it's not about adding something new, but taking away what no longer serves us. So we've talked about preparing our minds and our spaces. 2 habits that set the stage for real, restful sleep. But there's more, and it goes deeper than just comfort. Because even if you do everything right on the outside, what's going on inside your body still matters. And in the next part, we'll explore the habits that help regulate those inner rhythms, starting with one that often gets overlooked, even though it can transform how we sleep and how we feel when we wake up. Let me ask you something personal. When was the last time you spent a full day outside, in natural sunlight? Not just walking from your car to the store or glancing out the window, but truly letting the light hit your skin and fill your eyes. You see, one of the most overlooked factors affecting our sleep, especially as we age, is exposure to natural light. Our bodies are designed to follow the sun. This internal clock, called the circadian rhythm, helps regulate everything from our energy levels to when we feel sleepy. But the problem is, many of us just aren't getting enough sunlight during the day, especially in the morning. We spend more time indoors than ever before, and as a result, our bodies get confused. They don't know when it's time to be alert and when it's time to wind down. That's why the third sleep habit is so simple, yet so powerful: get natural light in the morning. Even just 10 to 15 minutes outside, having your tea on the porch, walking your dog, or tending to a few plants can send a strong signal to your brain that says, this is morning. Let's be awake now, so we can sleep later. And over time, this natural exposure helps reset your sleep cycle. It's like syncing a watch that's been running just a little bit off for years. I remember my neighbor, Mr. Tang, who's 68 now and has the most consistent sleep I've ever seen. Every morning, rain or shine, he's outside by 7 a.m. He says it started as a habit during the pandemic, just standing on his balcony with coffee in hand, and now, he swears by it. If I skip it, he told me, I feel like my day's running on the wrong track. And science backs him up. Morning light not only improves sleep, it boosts mood, sharpens focus, and even supports immune health. But let's say you're already doing that, or maybe your mornings are more rushed. There's another habit that works hand in hand with light exposure, and this one's about rhythm. Our bodies love predictability. They like knowing when to wake, when to eat, and yes, when to rest. And yet, so many of us, especially after retirement, start going to bed at wildly different times. One night it's 10 p.m., the next it's closer to midnight, and sometimes we even drift into afternoon naps that stretch a little too long. That's where the fourth habit comes in: go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. I know it sounds rigid, but think of it like giving your body a loving structure, the same way we give structure to kids or pets. When your sleep and wake times are consistent, your body starts to anticipate rest. It doesn't resist it. You'll find yourself yawning at the same time, feeling sleepy when you should, and waking more refreshed without needing an alarm clock. One woman I spoke with, Lane, told me how she struggled for years with sleep medications that left her groggy and disconnected the next morning. Her breakthrough didn't come from a new pill, it came from setting a fixed bedtime. She chose 10:15 p.m. every night and made it non-negotiable. It took a couple of weeks, but gradually, her body got the message. Now she says her sleep feels like a gentle wave instead of a restless tug-of-war. And listen, consistency doesn't mean perfection. Life will throw surprises. There will be evenings when you stay up later than planned, or mornings when you need a bit more rest. But the goal is to set a general rhythm, a dependable beat your body can follow. Like a psalm you know by heart, it brings comfort, familiarity, and health. Now, before we move on to the final habit, the one that ties everything together, I want to pause for a moment and say this: if sleep has been hard for you, it's not your fault. So many factors change as we get older: hormone levels, medical conditions, even the side effects of medications, and these can all affect how well we rest. But that's exactly why these habits matter so much. Because while we may not be able to control every variable, we can take back some of the power. One evening at a time. And that brings me to something I've seen help people more than almost anything else. It's not about the bed, or the light, or the time. It's about what we carry inside our minds and hearts as we drift toward sleep. Our thoughts. Our worries. The endless lists of what-ifs and should-haves and why did I say that's that keep spinning like a record we can't turn off. That mental noise can be louder than any ticking clock. But there's a habit, the fifth one, that helps calm it all down. And it's something deeply human, something beautiful, something completely within your reach. We'll talk about that in the final part of this video, and trust me, it might just change the way you look at bedtime forever. You know, one of the most powerful sleep habits I've ever come across isn't a product you can buy or a routine you can follow to the minute. It's something gentler, quieter, but deeply transformational. And it's this, ending the day with intention, with peace, with a heart that feels a little lighter than it did that morning. I'm talking about gratitude. Now before you think, I've heard this before, let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly sat with a good moment and let yourself feel it? I mean, really feel it, like noticing how your grandchild laughed at your old joke, or the way the sunset hit the trees outside your window just right. These aren't just small things. They're treasures. And when we carry them into our sleep, they act like anchors, pulling us away from anxiety and toward calm. That's the fifth habit, closing the day with a few minutes of simple gratitude. It could be writing in a small notebook by your bed. Just 3 things. They don't have to be profound. I enjoyed my walk today. My soup turned out just right. The neighbor waved at me with a big smile. That's it. You don't have to force anything. But what you're doing is gently guiding your mind toward what's good, what's working, what still fills your life with color no matter your age. There was a man I once met in a wellness class. He was 76 and had survived a heart attack just 2 years before. When I asked him what changed the most after that, he didn't say diet or exercise. He said sleep. And not just the quality, but the way he approached it. I stopped carrying everything with me into the night, he said. Now, I write down the good stuff before I close my eyes. It's like clearing the desk before heading home from work. That image stuck with me. Sleep is a kind of homecoming to your body, to your breath, to a little peace at the end of the day. And the science agrees. Studies have shown that people who regularly practice gratitude not only sleep better, they also experience fewer physical aches, lower stress levels, and even stronger immune responses. It's like giving your body permission to rest, because your mind has let go of the need to solve everything right now. You're not ignoring the hard stuff. You're just choosing not to bring it to bed. When you combine all these habits, preparing for sleep with calm rituals, making your bedroom a restful space, soaking up morning light, setting a steady rhythm, and ending the day with gratitude, something begins to shift. You're not just sleeping more. You're aging better. You're waking up with more clarity, more energy, more ease in your body. And little by little, your days start to feel richer. You start noticing how much you still have: time, joy, breath, connection. All from giving yourself the gift of better rest. I want to say this clearly, especially to those of you who've been struggling with sleep for a while and maybe feel like it's too late to change. It's not. It's never too late to treat yourself with care. You've spent decades taking care of others, your family, your coworkers, your community. But your body, your mind, your well-being, they deserve the same kindness. A good night's sleep isn't just a luxury. It's medicine. It's memory. It's healing. It's hope. And maybe tonight, you'll try just one of these habits. Maybe you'll dim the lights a little earlier. Or go for a walk in the morning sun. Or write down just one thing that made you smile today. That's all it takes to begin. One small, loving choice. And then another. Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you. What's helped you sleep better as you've gotten older? Or what's been the biggest challenge for you when it comes to rest? Share it in the comments. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear tonight. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. We've got more conversations like this coming, full of hope, healing, and simple tools for living well at every age. Most of all, I hope you remember this: your rest matters. Your well-being matters. And you, exactly as you are right now, are worthy of nights filled with peace and mornings filled with light. Sleep well, friends. And may tomorrow greet you with energy, with joy, and with the quiet strength of someone who's finally learned to rest deeply.